flex. The live is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed. Blue Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDDC. Come on in, smash the like button. Like the video, share the video, hype the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to Miguel or AI to do anything for us, because AI is filled with bigotry, because AI is created by who? Skynet. Who's Skynet? The small hats and the non-blacks. Boss, let's do this roll call because I want to get to this. Michael Fleming, Macados Mac of the South, Columbia. Salute. Shower, salute, Queen. Miss Van Houten in the building. Bernard Gilbert, Jalen Hudson. Freedom's March, what's good? 88 Sports Talk. The Real Shelton, salute. Eric O, Dal Anderson, Todd Swindle, Ern Jordan, Unique Dawn. Welcome down, Van Houten. Salute, brother. How are you? HMC. David Scott III, Rashad, Coach Hudson in the building. Salute. Dion next up. Scott early in that super chat, he says, good morning, Drew. Nas a biggie. Nas. I got Nas. When I do my hip hop show, y'all make sure y'all pull up. I got Nas. I'll just leave that there. For our sniper, salute. Snacks B in the building. Big Joe Townsend, salute. I'm going to pick mine up. We all know. Steve L. the Mac, salute. Jeff Spark always supporting. What up? Sam Mack. Shaquilla, salute, Queen. My brother Monsa Musa in the building, salute. So let's get to this. Ryan the Rat. Face off with Mario Barrios. And Chris Mannix is going to be in the news for 2 days in a row. Real aside, salute. Because tomorrow it's Mauricio Sillyman's turn. He ripped him one, didn't he? And I'll just say this. No smoke in the building. Go subscribe to my brother, No Smoke. I'll say this, because I've been very critical of Chris Mannix's journalism. But you know what I know about journalists? They're just like a lot of fighters who aren't their own brand. Or they're like YouTubers looking for a deal. Like Showbiz, the grown adolescent, eventually got one. You know what I've noticed? They're hoarse. And they will do whatever the top dollar pays them to do. That's what's cool about being where I am. I have a day job. And the truth is good enough for me. You know? I mean, YouTube could pull the plug on me. I'm not going to stop talking boxing. I told y'all, I didn't get into this to get rich or make money, but I did tell y'all, let's go main salute. I did tell y'all, if I start making money from this, I'm going to treat it like a business. And I've gotten an LLC, and I treat it like a business. So I can act within the guidelines of rules. And when the rules change, I have a right to question it. For example, they just did that to me last week, right? And if you check my post, I told y'all what was going to happen, and it happened, just like I told you. I know the rules better than the people that are paid to watch us. I told y'all it's coming. G. McCall, salute. I told y'all it's coming. So let me get back on this. Chris Mannix works for DAZN. DAZN has a working relationship with Ring. Who owns Ring? Turkey Al-Sheikh. And what are they doing? They're putting boxing in a proper position where you have to fight for your name. You have to fight for titles. You have to fight to prove you're the best, which is what it was supposed to be. And now they're financed by one of the wealthiest people on this planet. And what you're finding out is that these 4 sanctioning bodies cannot compete. They have assimilated everybody that used to have great relationships with these sanctioning bodies. If there was no Turkey Al-Sheikh, Chris Mannix wouldn't have had that conversation that he had with Mauricio Silliman. It's his turn tomorrow. I'm going to review that interview. But today, it's this rat Ryan. Delano, salute. Egalitarian, salute. It's the rat. So, Mannix sat down with this fool, and we're going to play it. I'm going to let you listen to it. You don't need to see it because they pretty much, whatever. But I got the audio. We're going to listen to it. But tomorrow, we're going to get that silly man. Mannix actually, yeah, my AI is on point. Mannix actually did his job. I'm talking about with Silly Man. With this Ryan stuff, he was just paid to talk to them. But he got into the meat and potatoes when he got in front of Mauricio Silly Man. And I noticed who's beefing the most in the midst of this hostile takeover from Turkey Al-Sheikh. And I'm loving it. It's like the other sanctioning bodies, they kind of like fell in the line. I mean, I'm sure they don't like it because you're going to see them all. Mauricio showed what he said. Didn't he say, if y'all saw it, he's pro-promoter. Stormy, salute. He's pro-promoter. He said that out loud. What do I say about these people saying the quiet parts out loud? So if you're pro-promoter and you have a working relationship, that explains how Ryan Garcia was able to jump the line into a title shot. Barrios has a mandatory, a number one. Conor Ben is there. How the hell did Ryan Garcia jump ahead of Brian Norman Jr. when he just lost his last fight south of that division? How the hell does that work? More on that tomorrow. But Mannix did his job. Finally. And when I say that these guys are smuts, look, okay, Mannix could be like, well, I have a good relationship with the WBC and the WBO and the WBA. And Turkey said, I'm paying you a strong six figures, if not $1 million. And we're trying to put the kibosh on all of their ass. So whether you're friends with them or not, are they about to pay you this money? How about this? Do some journalism, because the questions you're going to ask, you're going to get some honest answers. And whatever Mauricio did not answer, you know what it is. For instance, in that thing, and I'm not giving it away because what we're talking about this morning is going to lead directly into tomorrow morning. Whenever they say it's not about money, it's about money. When you start talking to a non-black and one of the first things they say is, well, I'm not racist. Okay, you had to announce it. Oh, I like Deontay, but what? No, I'm a Devin fan, but what? And that's what my live tomorrow is called. Just let them talk. Don't you hear me say this all the time? Just let them talk. They're going to tell you who they are. Just listen, you can't learn while you're talking. Let them talk. People reveal themselves all the time. I'll give you another example. This fuck nigga K-Ho, he finally said what was in his heart the whole time. I didn't watch it, but people snipped it and sent it to me. They said, Drew, listen to this. I said, oh, he felt like that the whole time. You know what he said? I don't remember the exact words, but he basically hoped that Devin Haney gets blocked on every opportunity. What is that? You see what I mean? I said, oh, he felt like that the whole fucking time. That's been in his heart. He didn't just come to that conclusion. That's what he felt. There it is. There it is. All of that tap dancing and shucking and jiving he does, trying to big up Mellow Yellow. Never mind that. because they say everything but fight. You know how you shut Devin up? Beat him. I said that about Devin. I said that about Shakur. I said that about Floyd Mayweather. I said that about a lot of fighters. And I also mean this shouldn't be like how women say, "Oh, I want a man that doesn't cheat." Well, duh. I hope you do. I hope you don't want a man that cheat. Beat these fighters and beat them clean. Why do I have to say that in a goddamn combat sport? But look at the era we're fighting in. All these PEDs. That's why I got this lying-ass Ryan holding up a syringe. But that yellow mofo in where he live, in Dallas somewhere, I don't know. He said that out loud. I said, oh, look. And I text people back and people emailed it to me. I said, look, bro. That's how he always felt. This is shocking to y'all, not to me. I want the best competition to fight the best competition. I don't know when I became a villain for that, but fuck it. I'll squeeze into that medium coat. I don't care. Fine. I look good with fitted shirts. I'm okay. I'm fine. That son of a bitch said that out loud. Out loud. What? And they got the nerve to call people biased. What unbiased boxing outlet says that? The only person in boxing that I wish hell on is Tyson Fury. And y'all know why. Y'all know why. When I asked that dumbass dude when he was in my chat, I said, what do you think my problem with Tank is? That dumb nigga said, oh, because you a Haney fan, something to that degree. I said, no. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Forget, I remove Devin. Because y'all say Devin too big. Tank beats him, but Devin too big. Remove Devin out of this. What about Shakur? What about Loma? What about Tio? Can I get that? Then he wants me to drop the link so he could take me on a goddamn a 3-hour tour, Gilligan Island looking ass. A 3-hour tour. I ain't trying to fuss with a dude. Dude, I don't fuss with my wife. The fuck? I don't argue with women. I swear to God I don't. Hey, the sky's blue. That depends on how you look at it. It's an off periwinkle. I'll walk right away. I ain't doing this. I'm not doing this. Let's talk about the facts. When you have the facts in front of you, that's fine. But when you have an off interpretation, and it's like, no, it's right here in black and white. What the fuck are you trying to, it's not what are you talking about, it's what are you trying to do? And there's a fanatical fan base that hold on to things like that. Those are the people I want away from me. Like I said, every morning, I'm cool with having 140 to 150 people in here that are real, than 300 or 550 people that are just in here waving pom-poms. Y'all run behind these fighters, and this has everything to do with what I'm talking about with this Ryan Garcia dude. You black dudes that run behind Ryan Garcia, ask yourself why. Because it can't be about boxing. Because Ryan hasn't done anything. He hasn't. The only thing he's popular for is cheating Devin Haney. And your only response is, well, Osterine or not, we saw what we saw. Yeah, you saw a juiced up, overweight guy who didn't take his camp seriously, didn't pay the price to make weight. People think it's only about 3 pounds. Y'all don't understand that this weight gaining and weight losing shit is a science. Y'all don't understand that? Through a whole rigorous 3-month, 2-month training. A 3-month, 4-month, or a 2-month training. You have to maintain weight. You have to watch film. Focus on what you're working on with your opponent. You got to do things like that. You got to do things like that while maintaining your weight. And none of those guys in the lighter weight divisions, that's not their walk-around weight. Don't tell me that. It's not their walk-around weight. All of those guys on average are 10 to 15 pounds heavier walking around, and they campaign at 140, but they walk around at 155, 160. When I saw Keith Thurman in Vegas, the nigga had a pot belly. I don't know how he got into shape when he fought Manny Pacquiao. He was shredded. I said, Jesus. But was he in shape? Go look at Miguel Cotto versus Manny Pacquiao. He came in there shredded. He had a 12-pack, but he wasn't in shape. You know why? He was a WBO champion, which is 147 at welterweight. He was made to come in on fight night at 145 because he was a B-side to Manny Pacquiao. Bullshit. But he did it. He'll tell you it was business. And his body betrayed him mid-fight. He was depleted. Don't you dare tell me you know this sport if you don't know that. If you don't know that, don't talk to me. Speaking of Miguel Cotto, and I say this all the time, why is it that I could say things like, Miguel got 2 losses on his record that shouldn't be there? Which ones, Drew? Oh, well, the Manny Pacquiao thing that they don't know about. Like, oh, you didn't know he was made to come in on fight night at 145? You know why that's not fair? Because he's a champion at welterweight. Welterweight's 147, which means he was supposed to weigh in the day before at 147, and on fight night, he could have just rehydrated. He might have been at 155 the next day, 155, damn near 160. So he basically lost to Manny Pacquiao. You could say strategy, but it was for health reasons, but he never complained. So that's one. And they don't say anything. You're defending your welterweight title at 145? You gonna tell me the fix wasn't in? So you lost that. And then the Margarito shit. Yeah, I know about the Margarito thing. And yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I believe that. But did you know that Margarito wasn't caught in that fight? Well, no, but we know he cheated. You didn't know he cheated until he tried to cheat Mosley and got caught. And then everybody put 2 and 2 together. Oh, that's true. Yeah, we high-fiving and we partying. And then when I start talking about Deontay, all of a sudden it's, oh, no. I don't, we saw what we saw. But, oh, really? Now we saw what we saw. We saw what we saw. Margarito fights Pacquiao, gets his eye bust up, right? He was out of the ring in America for 1 year. Bob Arum pulls some strings, gets him back into America, fights Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao Margarito has a sleepy eye now. That's courtesy of Manny Pacquiao. He bust up his goddamn, he bust up his retina. He fractured his eye socket. So when you look at Margarito now, he has a droopy eye. That's courtesy of Manny Pacquiao. Then he fought Cotto, and Cotto bust up the same eye and stared him down in the ring when they stopped the fight. And I'm a Cotto guy. But you know what? He fought him clean. That's something Tyson Fury never did with Deontay. He was on drugs on all 3 of those fights. The second fight, Deontay got poisoned. The third fight, he postponed the camp and went to the UK so he could drug up and cycle off. Don't tell me that. I've been here the whole time. So why the fuck I could say that about Cotto and everyone's high-fiving and agreeing with me? I get to my brother Deontay, I'm met with all the resistance. Man, F y'all with a lit flare. I know what I'm dealing with. So again, when I see you darkies running behind Ryan Garcia and I ask you, what's up with you in this unconditional love for this guy? Just listen to what they say, because they ain't saying nothing. The Queen Shaquilla Fields in that super chat, much love. She says, cook Drew Titan, call him out. That's all I do all day, every day. All day, every day. Lost with real Baltimore in the building. Fucks with Baltimore. I just don't fuck with the idiots. Just like I love my black people, but I can't stand these goddamn monkeys. I dedicated a whole day, once a week, to these monkeys. Now, you ask the darkies, what's this obsession with Ryan Garcia? It's not boxing, because the dude hasn't done anything. You ask anybody, Name a world title that Ryan Garcia's held, because that's supposed to be something you could build off of. Oh, he's a 2-time champion, a 3-time champion. He held champion multiple weight classes, and no. Tell me what he's done. I'll wait. Let me help you out a bit. Nothing. He hasn't done anything. But you can Google a bunch of advertisements of him running around in underwear. Swear to God. He's a model. His claim to fame in boxing is the Devin Haney fight. And then when you found out that he cheated, Devin, y'all blamed the sanctioning bodies. Y'all blamed BADA. And then we had to deal with that. And then when he was caught and suspended, you find out he's a racist. Then you knuckle dragging monkeys start talking about, well, he was drunk. Or he was high. Matter of fact, when I had the camera in his face, he stood on stage and said, yeah, me and my boy, we was high on shrooms. And I looked around, I said, wow, ain't no one going to say anything? Now, I'm there, and I have to maintain a particular type of etiquette. Because if I say what I want to say, I'm going to chase people away. Now, I just told y'all yesterday about letting them talk. I already know what was going on with this guy. But the more you let him talk, the worse it's going to be. For example, he was supposed to cut the Floyd family a check. Has he done it? I'm just asking. Because I don't know. Has he done it? No. Because when I had the camera in his face, he said he was going to do it. Has he done it? You know, Tyson Fury said, I'm going to donate my purse to people with mental disorders. Has he done it? Did people check up on him and say, have you done that? Where is Martin Carefoot? I don't know. He vanished. The guy's a liar. The guy said, man, me and my cousin Huggy popped dirty because we ate meat from an uncastrated boar. And we got it from the farmer, Martin Carefoot. Martin Carefoot later says, hey, man, I didn't sell them anything. They owe me some money. That's why I'm coming clean. We don't even have boars on our farm. And as a matter of fact, there's no boars in the UK. I said, well, I didn't know that. That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell. Now, wait a minute. I've been talking for 24 minutes. Have I lied once? Have I lied about Tyson Fury? Have I lied about how Deontay Wilder's treated by American fight fans? Have I lied about Ryan Garcia? I don't need to. Look everything up. I don't need to. This is real. Matthew Smith says Fury didn't willingly retire after the Vlad fight. He was suspended in Britain because he was a drug teat. He couldn't fight, so he retired. You know, I'm glad you mentioned that because I often don't. But did y'all remember this? This is clear as day. And don't take Matthew's word for it. Don't take my word for it. Just look it up. Y'all don't remember the footage I used to air about when the clip with there was a rematch that was signed and they were going on a press conference and Fury yanked up his shirt. Yo, you lost to a fat boy. You lost to a fat boy to Vladimir. Vladimir was just sitting there like, okay, we'll see in the rematch. And he pulled out. Go look up why he pulled out. Go look it up. He was removed. He was removed. And that was the beginning of his weight gain and depression. That was where it started. So, to you American knuckle draggers, you darkies, that's the guy y'all rooted for when he fought our champion? Good job, darkies. And that's why. It's things like that, why there's a Monkey Tuesday. That's why. Because I will never stop talking about y'all. Y'all have the biggest opinions in the world. But y'all ain't saying nothing. there's a clip that I seen Cameron. He's talking about Shakur. He says, if you want to impress me, go up and fight Teofimo Lopez and get your head knocked off. See, right there. If he had just said, if you want to impress me, go up and fight Tio and stop right there, wouldn't have a problem with that. But he said, go up and fight Teofimo and get your head knocked off. Right there, that's an emotional, I guess, opinion. And that's an emotional statement. Now, I don't know what happened between them. Maybe that was after the him watching the Edwin De Los Santos fight and he got mad at it. Maybe he thought that Shakur was full of shit and he was ducking and dodging and he wasn't the truth. And truth be told, the verdict is you know, Shakur got a lot to prove to me. And I'll talk about that some other time. But he did a great job versus Teofimo. Thank you for that. Because y'all know I don't like Teofimo Lopez. But let me get to Cameron for a second. You see, just because you're well-known, you got a huge platform, and people listen to you, that does not mean, and I repeat, that does not mean that you know what you're talking about. There's a lot of glorified casuals on here. I just responded on that clip. Somebody uploaded on Instagram. Somebody responded to me and said, y'all throw that word casual around a lot just because someone has a difference of opinion. And I responded to Buddy. I said, I'm talking directly to you. I don't throw that around. I don't throw that term around for no reason. Cameron, he might like boxing. He might have access to talk to these fighters because there's a platform, but he don't know boxing like how I know boxing. He don't know boxing like how people in the LDBC knows boxing. Was Teofimo Lopez not in their studio? Cam and Mace? Yes or no? Yes or no? Now I watched that. No, wait a minute. Let me be clear. I might have it confused. Hold on a minute. Tio, I know for a fact, was in the Breakfast Club. And they let him off the hook. Was Teofimo in on Cam and Mace's show? Was he there? Correct me, because I could be wrong on that. I could have swore he was there. Was he there? Because I know he was on the Breakfast Club. Was Teofimo Lopez ever on Cam and Mace's show? I could have swore he was there. I could be wrong. He was there, bud. He was there. Okay, okay, he was there. Okay. Here's my opinion, because this was after all of the racist meltdowns, whichever monkey want the banana. Let me explain something to you. If I had a platform as big as theirs, and Tio came to my studio, by the time he left, he wouldn't want to talk to anybody black. Because I'd have politely gave him that work. I'd have gave him a history lesson. I'd have got scrapbook boxing on the phone to educate him. Like, yo, here, you talk to my OG. Do you know this about black fighters? Do you know what we had to deal with? Do you know what we still deal with today? Let me tell you why I say you're a POS and you're insensitive and you know what you're doing. Some of this stuff you do know. You're just trying to market yourself in a certain way to mask your insecurities. Insecurities? You know how I know he's insecure? Well, just listen to what he said after Shakur put the beats on him. He started apologizing for slavery. Nah, T.O., you didn't do it. You just thought you had enough privilege to stand next to the people who benefited from it. You had your little Latin connection, and all you had to do was win. You beat Lomachenko. Thank you for that. Since he want to run from Devin, and Tank don't want to fight him. So Tio stepped up and got it done. You ducked Devin, fought Kambosos, and you fumbled the rock, and you started talking about keeping belts out of Devin's hands, and now it's black people fault. What are you doing, bro? And he's high-fiving with Ryan Garcia. So absolutely not. This dude couldn't sit in my studio and get away with any of that. Cam and Mace, they might have addressed it because I didn't watch it. They might have addressed it, but he left there still feeling comfortable talking like how he talked. But Cam, I don't know what happened between him and Shakur. I don't know if this was his opinion or Shakur ain't doing nothing. Go and Teofimo's that dude. Go up and fight him. Well, he did. And he beat him. He smoked him. There was nothing about that fight that Teofimo won. Nothing. And I tried to give him 1 or 2 rounds. I tried. He got smoked. And now he's depressed. Now he got PTSD. Not enough videos on that. Not enough people trolling on that. I've seen some videos. Not enough. Because whenever a black fighter lose, we everywhere. Where's the trolling for Teofimo Lopez? I ain't seen it enough. Where's the trolling for Ryan Garcia getting knocked down and losing a boxing match to Rolly Romero? I ain't seen enough. And these guys are the worst of the worst. They said racist stuff on top of them cheating. Well, Fury's a cheater. Ryan's a cheater. T.O.'s a clean fighter, but he's a piece of shit. But because you got a big platform, I'm supposed to listen to you? Yeah, Dipset, blah, 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 blah. You don't know boxing. Stay in your lane. I'm not going to go on their show and talk about the rap game and who's gay. I know limited stuff about that. I told y'all that. I did security for a little bit. That's it. But I'm sure that I can learn something from them. When it comes to this sport, stay out my way. You can have access to get these people in your studio, but there's a reason why they won't come to me. It ain't got nothing to do with money. Because I'm going to throw hard balls. Because the sad fact is, the black people that follow Ryan Garcia, they're like hard balls somewhere else, like on their chin. Hashtag teabag.
What are you, a homo?
A lot of them are. So now let's get to this. Scott, I don't know. He going to need to. Let me address this real quick. And maybe I'll do a live on this. I don't want Tank Davis to go to jail. I hope he beats this case. I hope they find a loophole where this chick is lying and I flip it and give her the business. That's what I hope. Okay? Y'all hear me, right? Let me say it again. I don't want Tank to go to jail. I hope that this goes to trial and they find out this chick was fabricating shit. I hope it's uncovered that there was some grand scheme to lock this little black nigga up. That's what I hope. And I hope he can continue with his career. You know why? One of two things is going to happen. Either he's going to fight his contemporaries and prove me wrong, or he's going to fight his contemporaries by way of force and get his ass kicked. And I'll still give him credit because the business will force him because he can't hide behind the PBC no more. He can't hide behind the sanctioning bodies, especially all of this with the WBC. There's nowhere to hide. To make your money, you're going to have to get with Turkey after you talk crazy about him. And all he's going to do is put you in the ring with your contemporaries. And there's nowhere for him to go. From 135 to 147, there's nowhere for him to go. Either he's going to perform or he's not. Every Hall of Fame fighter, not all of them go to the Hall of Fame undefeated. Losing is a part of the game. But not stepping up to the plate is ridiculous. This kid got to get right. But never forget, the business and his poor decisions is the ones that put him in position where he's going to fight his contemporaries. So if he don't go to jail, what else is he going to do? He has to fight his contemporaries. Give him back his WBA belt. Give it back to him. Give it right back to him. Because you know why? Ray Matala, Abdullah Mason, unification's right there. Do it. Do it. Big money. Tank Davis coming back, right? That's what I want. But him getting locked up for 4 years, Trump's way out. Because what I don't want is for him to lose 4 years of his career and then come out of retirement, because we know what's going to happen. In 4 years, it's going to be about 7 new people who came up through the rankings. They're going to be young, stronger, faster. And he's going to get beat up. And then we're going to have to deal with, if Tank fought him 4 years ago, this way. Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know what I'm going to combat that with? How much time did Muhammad Ali lose out the ring on some nonsense? He came back and was beating guys like George Foreman. Please stop. Came back and fought Joe Frazier 3 times. Lost one, won twice. Came back, fought Ron Lyle. Please stop. Please stop. So if this dude is not guilty, let's see the facts so he can continue his career, because he got work to do. But I'm out here hating on Tank, right? The first thing I ever said was, I don't want to see that kid in jail. That's the first thing I said. But I also said, sometimes jail might be the best place for some of these raggedy ass little N-words. Mike Tyson got locked up, and Desiree Washington is a liar. I believe that. But I also know that around that time, Mike was outside. He was outside doing a lot. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. So jail was the best place for him. Sit down, think about it, man. Jail saved him. What's the purpose of prison? To reform and rehabilitate. And he needed to slow down, because it wasn't long. It wouldn't have been long before somebody would have popped him in the street. Ain't nobody fighting Mike Tyson in the street. Somebody was going to get him. Somebody was going to get him. It was about to end badly. So when that happened, I said, he's not guilty in my opinion, but he got to be off the street, man. Jail may have saved his life. Now, that might be with Tank. We might see some new evidence and be like, hold on. That's BS. This chick lying now. And they might still hit him with about 3 to 4 years. It might be the best thing for him, though, because he's doing the most. But that's another show. Now, let's get to this nonsense with this rat, Teofimo Lopez. First of all, I hope he lose. I said Teofimo Lopez. Ryan Garcia, the rat face Ryan Garcia. First of all, I hope he lose badly. I hope he loses badly. Second of all, Brothers UK, salute. And salute to everybody in the chat, man. I'm just cooking. If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. Salute. I hope Mario Barrios beats the shit out of him badly. If this is going to be won, it'll be won by the corner, because he has Joe Goosen in his corner, who knows Ryan Garcia. And I'm not giving Henry Garcia, Ryan's dad and head coach for this fight, I'm not giving him any credit, because he hasn't done shit. He hasn't done anything. So let's play some audio and see what's being said.
Mario, you do have a pretty impressive resume. Guys like Keith Thurman, Gervonta Davis, most recently Manny Pacquiao.
Ryan Garcia doesn't have the ring experience on a professional level that Mario Barrios has. That's the truth.
Do you see Ryan Garcia as being on that kind of level?
He's definitely here for a reason.
Diplomatic answer. He's here for a reason. He's here. I played for you the conference when he says, I love the WBC. Now, why do you think that? Why do you think he loves the WBC? I just told you. Matter of fact, the gentleman put up a beautiful video this morning. Look at the WBC rankings. And then explain to me how he jumped all of those spots. He jumped ahead of Conor Benn. He jumped ahead of Brian Norman Jr. This guy named Soul Man, who's ranked #1. He jumped ahead. He skipped all of that and got a title fucking shot. And this is the same sanctioned body that want to strip Bud and strip Shakur. Of course this dude loves the WBC. So that's a diplomatic answer from Mario Barrios. Very diplomatic. Very diplomatic. He said he's here for a reason. Because he sticks the duck of Mauricio Sillyman. And they're on code. Mario, They want Ryan to win. They want someone to wave. Listen, man, they love for people to wave their banner. That's why they don't bother Canelo and let him do what he wants and change the allowable levels of Osterine. That's why they do that. Mario, your look is too ethnic. You look too Mexican. You speak perfect English, but you look too Mexican. Your nose is too long. You've been punching your nose, now swollen. Him and Teofimo got the same style of nose. You got cornrows under the hat. Look, you're too Mexican. Canelo is pale and looks Irish with red hair. We could move that. Ryan Garcia, he looks like a young Oscar from back in the day. They love that. Bernard Hopkins told y'all, this kid is so handsome. Man, Bernard would have had him walking around prison with a dog collar on. What are we talking about here? Hashtag meet me in the bathroom. Disgusting. But let's go back.
He's dangerous, everything that he brings in there.
Yeah, drugs, overweight, and a drug-filled left hook. But let's go on.
So, he's definitely worthy of to be in a live opponent.
Sounded like a qualified yes there, not
Yeah.
worthy of being a live opponent is a lot of words.
Yeah, he is.
Ryan, what do you think of that?
When I'm at my top of my game, in top condition, top form, I'm definitely worthy, for sure.
Was he at top form when he fought Rolly Romero? And I swear to God, nobody picked Rolly to win that fight. Everyone picked Ryan by destruction. We just knew we was getting a Devin Haney rematch. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Sure, 100%.
Do you think the best of him can beat the best of you?
No. Yeah, I'm
asking like a pretty, what he's gonna answer.
Yeah.
That's like
I'm getting there, Ryan.
Okay, my bad. What's he gonna say? Nah, he ain't gonna beat me. Kind of crazy to say. I'm like, bro, just don't even fight.
I'm building.
I got you. My bad. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
You had a few options, coming into the making of this fight. You could have pursued a rematch with Rolly Romero. There was conversation about you fighting Jake Paul just this past year, but you told everybody that this was the fight you wanted. Why was this the fight that you wanted?
I try to let all my decisions be led by God, and I felt like this was the right, decision to make. And he's a great fighter. He's never been in a bad fight.
Wait a minute. What happened to getting it back in blood? I'm just wondering. What happened to getting it back in blood? What happened to that? Now you're saying this mofo had a choice. Forget Mario Barrios for a second. And no shade to him. But Devin Haney just beat Brian Norman. He's now a champion in this division. So you're not getting it back in blood with Rolly. But Devin Haney just got a belt. You mean to tell me you chose this rather than to call Bill directly, say, yo, I'm ready, my hands all healed. Let's run it. He wouldn't have been able to finish the sentence. We're sending you some paperwork right now. Get your people and get it back to us as soon as you can. Let's do it. You chose Mario Barrios for what? Where's all the Devin Haney haters? Where y'all at? Pull up. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where's all the, Devin ducked. Devin's sitting there minding his mother effing business right now, and this dude talking about He had options. I don't know how you come off of a loss when you got knocked down in and you got options. How does that work? Unless you in bed with the WBC. See that? But now you're hearing it. This was his idea. Mauricio, what can I do? Run it back with Rolly. Don't want to do that. Well, you know, you don't have to worry about your weight. Go to 147. I can get you a title shot. And yo, listen. Maybe I missed it. But I like to know everybody in the WBC rankings. I need to hear them rant about this. How the hell did this happen? Go look at the WBC rank. Well, you know what? I'll do you one better. I'll just pull it up and I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you. I'm on Boxing Scene. I'm at 147 now. Let's go backwards. All right, Mario Barrios is a champion. All right. Rolly is a WBA champion. Louis Crocker's the IBF. Devin Haney's the WBO. Let me run down the WBC. Conor Benn is ranked number 1. Soul Man, Cisco, whatever the hell, I can't even say it. Soul Man, I'll just call him Soul Man. Soul Man. Ranked number 2. Pacquiao's number 3. Ryan Garcia's ranked number 4. Now look who he's ahead of. Raul Curiel, Jack Catterall, Aegis Cavalucas, Brian Norman Jr., Stanionis, and Arnold Barbosa. Stop right there. How the fuck did he jump Barbosa, Stanionis, Norman Jr., Aegis, Catterall, Curiel? How did he jump? And he jumped to rank number 4. You got Manny Pacquiao, Soul Man, and Conor Benn ahead of him. How the fuck is he getting a goddamn title shot? If you can explain that, I'll give you $1 and make it make sense. Well, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. What are we talking about? Steve O in that super chat salute, brother. He says, salute, Lieutenant, just showing support. Shout out to the LDBC. We appreciate all that you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate you, brother. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See what I mean? How'd this happen? Wait till tomorrow. Because Mannix, like I said, these guys be hoes. Because Mannix has not been the best journalist. But Turkey is paying him. They said, man, look, just ask him these questions. And you know what? I bet you Turkey had nothing to do with that. You're interviewing this guy. I'd be mad if, well, you know what? I'd say, well, you know, Mannix let him off the hook like everyone else does. But you know what? DAZN, Matchroom, Queensberry, they have no loyalty to these guys. The game has changed in the last year. The game has changed in the last year. Gone are the days where we're talking about seat sales and pay-per-views and he ain't done much and this fight has to marinate. That shit is over with. It's over with. You want to make your top dollar? You got to earn your spot. Devin got a whole list out. Turkey said, whoever answers that list, we running it. The only person that answered that list, from that list, was Brian Norman Jr. And that's why I salute that young king. He's the only person. Everybody else is tap dancing, all kinds of dumb shit. Wasn't Devin Haney supposed to get in the ring with the winner between Shakur and Tio? Who gets called in the ring? Conor Benn. With his dyed blonde hair. I'm like, wait, where's Devin? I said, man, I knew it. But look, I'm supposed to forget about that? Y'all are bugging. Y'all are bugging. The reason why Devin was at the weigh-in to call the fight was because he was supposed to be called in the ring after the main event. What happens? Tigger Johnson. That stupid shit happened. A grown adolescent that can't control his emotions and got his ass kicked. He got 2 losses that won't be on box rec. But we all saw it. Got his ass beaten to the fetal position on some stupid shit. So then the next day, I'm like, okay, Shakur smoked him. We getting Devin and Shakur, right? Conor Ben. What? These boys don't want to fight Devin. This is why we call him Debo. You know what I expect to see? Well, you know what? Let me say, I'm not going to say what I expect. I'm going to say what I would like to have seen. Because I believe, and I'm hopeful, but I think Ryan's juicing. But I'm hopeful that Mario Barrios destroys this dude. I know Mario Barrios would fight Devin Haney. I'll put that coat on him. But Devin's in a position where I hope y'all Devin Haney haters understand y'all made him the rock star that he is. Y'all made him Debo because your favorite fighter has ducked him. I don't care who you are. You could be Shakur, you could be Tank, you could be Tio, you could be Loma. Loma was backed into a corner and had to fight him. He only fought him because he had to. There is a list. If your name is Boots, all of you, there is a list. How you want it, he got it. Devin was supposed to get caught into that ring. And we got Conor Ben with blonde hair. Dreadful. That's what they say in the UK. Absolutely dreadful. Bullets. What are we talking about? And then we got this dude leapfrogging everybody. There's a top 10. I just read it to you. He leapfrogged everybody. Even in the top 10, he's number 4. Behind Pacquiao and behind Conor Ben and behind Soul Man, and he's getting a title shot? Yeah, y'all wait till tomorrow. But let's go back to this nonsense.
He's always coming to fight. Even in the championship rounds, you see that he's firing back and finds a way to, make sure the gap ain't too far out. So he's one of those guys that's going to come to fight, and
I'm going to read to you some of the comments before this is over.
We're going to have a great one on our hands. So he just seemed like the right person, to be real.
Is it Mario Barrios or is it the belt?
Oh, it's definitely the belt, too.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Is it Mario Barrios or is it the belt? He said it's definitely the belt. Wait a minute. Who knows where I'm going with this? Who knows where I'm about to go with this? Wasn't this little mofo talking about how belts didn't matter? I think he was saying that right before he fought Tank, right? Didn't he say that? Wasn't he talking that nonsense when he was rolling with when Floyd came over and put his gold chain on him like they were going out on a date? Remember when he signed to fight Devin and then he pulled out the fight at first and said, yo, Devin, you don't sell enough. And he's walking around with Floyd Mayweather's gold chain because he wanted to get this rat to fight Rolly Romero because Rolly Romero was a TMT fighter. You remember that? But then he changed his mind and said, oh, no, I'm going to go ahead and fight Devin. Remember when Floyd tried to talk him out of that? And almost did it too. Belts don't matter. That's what he was saying. Now, right here is where Chris Mannix, see what you're knowing is, you know what the real reason is, man? You know what they do? All these $1 million journalists look down on the YouTubers because we're just fans, right? I keep telling y'all, we know more than they know. They may be more connected. They may be able to pick up a phone and call these people. But when I say we know more than they know, well, we could do that shit too nowadays. But they work for these companies. And I'm telling you, they're told not to address certain things. Make them feel comfortable. And they may also tell them, make them feel uncomfortable, which is what Simon Jordan did to Deontay. Just disregarded what Deontay told him. That's why that thing went left. Don't ask these questions. Right here, Chris Mannix should have asked him, hey, man, wait, whoa. I recall you saying that belts don't matter. That was the same thing that Floyd Mayweather was saying. You know, that was your buddy for a little while, right? Explain that. Why the change of heart? And just let him explain it. Why the change of heart? That's not menacing. That's not threatening. Just say, hey, you know, you didn't say this before. Why the change of heart now? Give him an opportunity. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Now, how I said it, was that threatening? No. If Ryan was on my panel, I'd ask him the same thing. I was like, hey, man, you didn't say that before. You said belts collect dust, similar to Floyd Mayweather. You know, I know you was tight with him once upon a time. I don't know if y'all still talk, but I know you said that. Everyone heard you. But why the change of heart, Ryan? And just let him explain it. But, you know, he's let off the hook.
You know, Mario got to want to touch it. You know, they say it's bad luck, so I might not even touch it yet. But, you know, I'm coming to take that. And, you know, he's the champion. He got to defend it, and that's why we're here.
You've seen Ryan
Let him off the hook. You see what I mean?
against Devin Haney, showing, as he said, one version of Ryan Garcia.
Oh, boy. I cannot stand that people actually still talk about that fight like that shit was clean. When the name Billy Collins is spoken on, you know what people never say? They never say, well, we saw what we saw. Billy Collins' face looked like that because his defense wasn't good enough for Louis Resto not to punch him in the face. We always remember and are reminded that there was no padding in Louis Resto's gloves. We're always reminded that. When we say Billy Collins, if you Google the name Billy Collins, that famous picture of his eyes swollen shut comes up. And people say, oh man, Louis, he was right to get kicked out of the sport. And Panama Lewis, they were absolutely correct kicking him out the sport, and blah, 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 blah. Trey Will, salute. We always say that. But when you talk about Ryan and Devin, you Google that, you see Devin's face lumped up and swollen. And then you see a bunch of tweets, aha, good for you. Drug cheat, but we saw what we saw. As if what he did didn't matter. Not sacrificing and making weight. They don't give DHP enough credit for restructuring the contract, so the weight didn't matter. And then he has the nerve to pop dirty, which was a breach of contract. When you sign a fight, you don't sign with the possibility this person will be on steroids or whatever PED. You sign based off the condition that you're going to have a clean fight. So it's a breach of contract. But you don't sue in boxing though, right? Since then, how many lawsuits has been flung around in boxing? There's been at least 4 that I know. But you don't sue in boxing, right? So let's see. You don't sue in boxing, nonsense, and get it back in blood. Is he doing that with Rolly? In fact, I saw a video where Rolly was pissed off. Oh, you had me. The fuck you talking about? You had me waiting for you, and now we're not getting a rematch? What the fuck you talking about? Dummy. No one's telling Ryan to get it back in blood. Thank you, Eric O. It was a breach in contract from the scales, and they still gave him the payday. And of all things, he cheated, just like Deontay. Put money in that fat bastard's pockets, and he cheated him 3 times. We have the proof. Oh, well, you didn't prove it. He has the proof. Y'all didn't want to listen. The man said, my doctor said that this dent in my skull was not from a goddamn punch. It was from a foreign object. And Nicholas Asbury was saying, man, this man had egg weights in the goddamn training camp when I was training with him. In the glove. So of course he did that. And I said back then, I said, whether Deontay proves it to y'all or not, it don't matter because he's black. Fast forward, this shit with Ryan and Devin, it was proven. VADA, New York State Athletic Commission, and the man's a racist, and y'all still don't care. So it could be Deontay or it could be Devin. Like I said, it doesn't matter. That's why I have a Monkey Tuesday. See that? Let us proceed.
Different version against Rolly Romero. What did you think of what you saw against Romero last May?
Hold on, let me bring it back.
Showing
that,
Look,
and you know, he's the champion. He got to defend it, and that's why we're here.
You've seen Ryan against Devin Haney, showing, as he said, one version of Ryan Garcia, different version against Rolly Romero. What did you?
One was on drugs and one was off drugs. Mario should have said exactly that. Well, the version of Ryan, mind you, y'all, I'm just going through this because I haven't listened to this all through. My first time. Mario right here, if I'm sitting in the seat, I'm like, well, you know, the version against Devin, I disregard because he was on drugs and he was suspended for a year. He comes back against Rolly, a clean fighter, and we saw what happened. See, that right there would get under Ryan's skin. But would that be a lie? No. So let's see what Mario says.
What did you think of what you saw against Romero last May?
I look into like the best version of, you know, that we have seen of him, and that's the version that I'm getting ready for.
Ryan, you said
that's the version I'm ready for. You know what he just told you? He told you that he's prepared for Ryan to be cheating. That's how I'm taking it. I'm prepared for him to cheat. The best version of Ryan was against Devin, and that was a juiced up, overweight Ryan Garcia. Pay attention, y'all. Drew, what are you saying? If Ryan's cheating, Mario might be cheating? Well, from what I heard, they agreed to no drug testing. So take that how you want to take it. If this man's cheating, all right, they prepared for it. Diplomatic answer. Maybe Goosen told him not to do this. I don't know. But let us proceed.
you don't know which version of you is going to show up.
Yeah, I mean, I know which one's version is going to show up this fight. You know, at the end of the day, you know, that Rolly camp was just a hard one to get by, you know. I was doing a lot of stupid shit, not treating my body like a temple. Before that, I mean, obviously I had a year layoff. But it's okay. It's behind us. I'm ready to get.
I'll never let you forget that, you lying POS.
I know. I position my body to be in top form. I feel in top form.
Right. This guy pissing hotter than a goddamn Mount St. Helens.
Top shape. And that's what he's going to get, you know, the best version of me.
Mario, what do you see as
That means he's cheating, y'all.
some of your advantages coming into this fight?
I think the advantages I have coming to this fight is just overall just like everything. You know, my experience, you know, who I've been in the ring with, who I faced. I think, you know, the boxing IQ, I think I have that on my side. You know, heart. I think, yeah.
He does have experience, more experience at a higher level than you probably do over a number of years. Do you think that? So you're shaking your head, maybe don't think that's true.
I mean, it's debatable. You know, everybody has, you know, a time to, you know, everybody, say somebody's fighting 10 years, not everybody develops the same and all that. So it's kind of like, you know.
Mario has more in-ring experience than you do. That's not open for debate. That's just what it is. And I don't care what this dude says. And yes, I'm biased. And yes, I can't stand Ryan Garcia. But that's not a lie.
He could say he has a lot of experience, but, you know, Luke Campbell had a lot of experience. A lot of people have a lot of experience, but, you know, when you get in there.
And Luke Campbell knocked you on your ass.
It's how on point you are that night. You know, your experience could, you know, say you're not on your some of that experience fades away, you know, if you're not on it. So we'll see what he brings that night. But, you know, I feel like I have a lot of experience as well. And when I'm in top condition, then I feel like it all shows. So we will see February 21st.
When you watch Mario's fights, what do you see?
Like I said, I see an overall consistent, really good fighter. You know what I mean? There's nothing that like super pops out to me, but I know that when he steps in the ring, you're gonna get that version of him every time. He's been pretty consistent. He's pretty sharp with some counters. But there's a lot of things I see that I could take advantage of, but we'll see come that fight night.
I was asking him about kind of the resume that he has, and if you're on that level, do you believe he's on the level of the guys that you've fought?
Well, for sure. I mean,
Oh my God, there's so much wrong here. And again, this is why these fighters don't come to a lot of them don't come to our channels. Do you know I will systematically break this kid down and I ain't got to drop one F-bomb or let him know that I hate him? Well, he knows who I am. So he would never come to the Strong House because he's a coward. Him or his dad. Because I keep it boxing. I could put the racist shit aside, but I'll just ask him the very specific questions. The media is on notice not to ask certain questions. That's why us YouTubers aren't safe, because we're going to ask the hardball questions. I'm not here to sick duck. Well, I'll be asking these hardball questions. You know, these other outlets probably say, hey, man, well, what kind of car you drive? How much time does it take to cut your hair? And why is he sitting there looking like Michael Jackson from Thriller? Shimon. Why is he wearing the Michael Jackson Thriller colors? Yeah, exactly, Shelton. Yeah, Henry, what was that nappy hair comment a couple of years ago? What was that? Bill just said, yo, you rocking a toupee. You said better the toupee than the nappy hair. Devin was like, that sounds like some racist-ish to me. You said, I speak a diff X. I said, I asked him, you don't remember that? Why that, though? Nappy hair, better a toupee than nappy hair. That's what you said. I speak a diff X. And you stood on it, too. Derek James sat right there. And Bernard Hopkins sat right there. When I said, what's up with that? You know what somebody in my comment section said? Well, they're bald. But when they had hair, guess what texture it was? It was nappy. Nappy used as a derogatory term. No, man. Our hair comes from a lineage of kings. Black is not, I'm not even going to get on it. Just know that black's not even a color. Where were the first bones of humans were discovered? Was it not on the continent of Africa? A female at that. Right? When Pangea broke up and humans ended up going to different parts of the world, anything lighter than the darkest person on earth is recessive. Lighter eyes, lighter skin. Okay? That's just, don't blame me. It's called Madlow's Law. Read it. Black's not even a color. These are deformed genes that y'all have. Anything lighter than, I'm brown skin. I got relatives with hazel eyes. It's recessive. It's just what it is. The blackest motherfucker that you've ever seen in your life on the continent of Africa has the strongest genes genetically on the planet Earth. That's why when they see us do these things, they deem it amazing. We deem it as normal. That's why they say, hey, man, no. They're not superior. They just have extra muscles and they're subhuman. They don't want to call it superhuman. They call it subhuman as a means to degrade us, to talk crazy about us. That's what they do. So as a sidebar, when I see a light-skinned black person behaving like an absolute coon, Y'all know I start roasting their ass, right? You see what I do with Tank. I call him Mellow Yellow. When I see a light-skinned Negro behaving a certain way, because now I know a lot of light-skinned brothers that are super duper pro-black. But what I'm saying is when I see a sellout, when I see a coon, and he just so happen to be light-skinned, oh, it's party time. It's party time. I'm like, yo, you know what? You know, I'm looking at your skin tone, and it might not be your parents, but somewhere in your bloodline, grandma got the business. Now I'm trying to figure out, did grandma get the business against her own will, or did grandma get the business for self-preservation? Meaning, I don't want to be out in the field with my brothers and sisters, so I need to be that house Negroid or the bed wench. So she gracefully got her cheeks clapped for self-preservation. Because if that's your grandma, your behavior generations later actually makes sense. Light skin. Hence the term in our community when we say quit acting light skin. That's what all of this means. Quit acting light skin. Y'all saw Django Unchained? You remember he went to that plantation? What's his name? The actor from Miami Vice? Don Johnson? That's his name? That was his plantation, right? You notice all the light-skinned black people he had around him, the girls in particular? Those are his kids. You know what that represented? Did y'all peep that? Or was y'all just watching the movie? Did y'all peep the plantation? Did you peep that? Put yes in the chat if you peeped it. Those were half-breeds. Those were half-breeds, which means he was banging the help. Those are light-skinned Negroids. That's how it happened, right there. That was a statement made in the movie. I said, look at that. I'm watching. I said, oh, shit, look at that. All those children. I was like, why they light-skinned with red hair? I said, oh, shit. They talking in this film. They talking. Who was Samuel L. Jackson? When Django saw his wife in that dungeon, he said, oh, come on, master. You know, she got another 2 more days in there. He said, nah, let her out. The house Negro, the worst of the bunch. Who this nigga on that nag? That's all of y'all. When y'all look at Devin, who this nigga on that nag? The nigga on the nag earned that nag. Django earned that spot. And he almost caught it. Had him hanging upside down, penis all out. You saw the look on that cracker face when he was about to castrate him? You saw that? Who helped him? The house Negro. That's how I see y'all, the blackest ones. Who this nigga on that nag? Or the smoke for your own. But y'all run behind Ron Garcia? Y'all run behind this guy for real? Y'all do that? That's what y'all doing? Y'all will assist in the castration of your brothers? That's what you're gonna do? Y'all will assist in the attempted assault on Franchon Cruz Dezern. She was in there with a Latina who was trying to grow a whole penis, going through a whole sex change. And when that was brought about, I don't think we made enough noise. We did over here. Champ side did. We just gonna brush that under the rug. By the way, that was a WBC. By the way. Stop me when I'm lying. I noticed the Tank fans don't come around here no more. Talking shit. See? So we got the PBC, we got Tank, WBC is under super scrutiny. Come on, man. I told y'all. Time of is revealing that truth, right? When everything is settling, who's still standing? Devin. You turn around, Devin's the money guy, right? They rolling dice. They drawing straws. Who fights Devin? Shakur like, not me. Keyshawn, you get him. Keyshawn like, well, I'll get him, but if I don't win, you gonna get him? I promise I'll get him. I ain't gonna get that nigga. Yo, I promise I'll get him. Mr. Popo, Richardson Hitchens, you gonna get him? Yeah, I'll get him. Yeah, I'll get him if you get him. If y'all don't get him, I'll go get some. I'll get something else. Because they say everybody but fight. Stop me when I'm lying. T.O., get him. Never wanted to get him. $11 million say he want to get him. See that? Loma, get him. Okay, I'll try now. I duck once, I try now. Lost! Broken ribs, crying, lost! And again, because I thought that Devin lost. Lost! Broken ribs, shut up! You ain't like it? Run it back. And again, I don't think he has to run it back, boo-boo, because I think he won. Run it back. It says lost on the box rec. Run it back. You don't want to do it? Okay, retire. And that's what he did. I'll be damned. There's a list. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr. because he's a real one. And you know what? You want to know how real Brian Norman Jr. is? They could say, hey, man, nobody wants to fight Devin. Hey, Brian, you want to run it back? People like, when? What day? We'll do it tomorrow. Because that's how real he is. I don't respect anybody else on that fucking list. Because everyone has space and opportunity. Fuck y'all. But let's get back to this. And by the way, I stand on what I'm saying. Black lies is not black. That dude is white, and he's out here with that stupid-ass voice. Remember when Bill spoke to him on BFTV's panel? What did Bill say? Yeah, you with the voice. Because he picked up what I picked up a long time ago. Yeah, you with the voice. He's trolling, y'all. And he's in black spaces talking shit. And all I said was, yo, bro, wait, hold on. Turn your camera on. Just let me know you're black. I don't have to do what you tell me to do. But you on here with a Japanimation avatar in blackface with purple fucking hair, and you sound like that? And everything is anti-Devin? I like Devin. I just don't think he beat Lomachenko. I said, hold on, man. Turn the camera on for a minute. Hold on. Something ain't right. You notice he never turned it on, right? Now, everybody at some point turned their camera on. James Franklin turned this shit on. Buckle Up or Sports Prediction 101, he turned his shit on. Everybody black turned their shit on. But him. And his original name was Black Truth. Black Truth with a anime black person with purple hair, and you sound like Yogi fucking Bear? Dude, you gotta turn your camera on, bro. Never did it. Well, BF got tired of his bullshit and blocked him anyway. But this is what I'm saying. You gotta monitor your surroundings. I see shit for what it is, but I don't say everything out loud. And I'm telling you right now, I called that bullshit out. I called out KO with his bullshit years ago. Called out KQKC behind the scenes. I said, you watch that shit in the litness of everybody that we don't fuck with. I called it out years ago. I said, watch these motherfuckers. Me and Stormy. Watch that motherfucker. Watch this. Watch how this is going to end. I tell you, watch. And when it happened, we was like, see, there it is, right there. See? We ain't planting no smart bombs or nothing. We just say, yo, look, just watch out. I ain't going to say shit else. Watch out. And they all showed their ass. But back to this.
He's, without a doubt, he's definitely a worthy opponent, a good representation of the world champion. And that's what makes it exciting. It's fun about it. We don't want no, patty cakes here, brother. We want somebody that could fight. So, yeah, no, man, it's truly an honor to fight a good champion and, have this opportunity.
All right, Ryan's going to come in looking to fight. So like you said there, is that the kind of fight you're expecting, a physical one?
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the type of fights, I'm usually...
Ryan's not a dog like that. But go ahead.
They gave me punt. That's one of the reasons why, we did, choose Ryan, for this next fight.
We chose Ryan. You know what that was? Ryan reached out to the WBC president, which is why he was on stage bouncing around corny, talking about, I love the WBC. And those bitches weren't on cue. And the president told Barrios, you're doing this. Now, one time then Barrios say, hey, man, you got Soul Man down there. You got Conor Ben ranked #1. Got Brian Norman down there. Why I got to fight this damn ham and egger? Why can't he fight Rolly Romero? Oh, Mauricio ain't going to tell him to do that. Rolly Romero's a champion in a whole nother sanctioning body. Wow. Shocker.
Because we know, he wants to strap. And, I know a Ryan that's on his, he's going to come with it. And
I know if Ryan is on his ish, he's going to come with it.
Ah! Yeah, it's going to be a great night. And
I'm going to spice it. The only thing I'm worried about him for is Joe don't stop fights. So if he's getting cut, he ain't going to stop the fight. I'm just telling you, he ain't going to stop that fight. I know you don't want it, but he ain't coming to save you. I tell you that.
And Ryan, you're a quitter, bro.
Joe is one of those guys. So because I predict it's gonna be a bloody fight. I'm being dead serious.
I ain't gonna need saving.
I think it's gonna be a lot of cuts. I'm just saying.
This motherfucker's telling you, man, listen, check the gloves, check the hand wraps, and I really wish that you dumbasses said we're doing drug testing via VADA. But hopefully Goosen is smart. Hopefully he's smart. Hold on 1 second. No, I can't answer this. I know what this is. I'm not answering this. Hopefully Goosen knows him. And that's probably why they're so down on him. He know what we're gonna do. So you can cheat. But maybe Barrios has a remedy that we don't know about. We're gonna see.
Might be.
Mark my words. And I think he's gonna need to stop it, but he won't. Yeah. Hey, you're a warrior. You're Aztec warrior. So
100%.
Right? So ooh, it's gonna be good. I cannot wait. Let's go.
You brought it up already, but it was interesting. You've been trained by Bob Santos for a long time. You made the decision to change trainers, and you made the decision to go to Joe Goosen, who most recently trained Ryan Garcia. I guess I'll start with you on this one, Ryan. What did you think when you found out that your former trainer was going to be training him?
Look at my lips. Oh, he already knows.
He put his fingers in his mouth when he did that. You know this nigga disgusting.
Oh, this is about to be it's gonna be bad because I know all that. I know what he's training like. I know everything. They could say, oh, he knows, but he didn't train with me long enough. Been knowing Joe since I was 17. I know exactly, and I haven't trained with them. I just watched him, so I know exactly how he trains his fighter, exactly what they're doing. So to me, it was like, oh, thank God you gave me an advantage. Like, it's just another advantage for me. And, word leaks, things leak, Joe was a part of that. I don't want to get too into it, but
You think Joe was leaking stuff out of you?
I don't know. I didn't say that. Allegedly. I don't know.
Yeah, leaking stuff out the damn, hey, bro. Oh. I don't believe all of that shit. He's not comfortable with Joe being there. And we're going to see, like I said, fuck around. This fight will be won. This fight will be won by the corner. That's boxing. I could be wrong. But the longer this goes, the worse it's going to be for Ryan. Because Mario's proven. This dude, he gets punched around. Look, man, you had Derek James. And Rolly Romero was fucking you up. And there was no plan B. So if Henry Garcia, his dad, can get him to react better than Derek James, shocker.
No clue.
Mario, a lot of trainers in boxing. Why'd you go with the one that used to train Ryan Garcia?
I'm in a position with these next couple of years. I want to do as much as I can with boxing. And I mean, I was having like little issues in my last couple camps, and it was just kind of one of those things that me and my team felt that I needed to do in the moment. You know, change the scenery, change this, and I mean the move with Joe, it had nothing to do with Ryan. Like that was gonna happen regardless whether this fight was made or not.
You think it was a coincidence?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was. I don't think it was more like I don't think it was like, hey, I'm gonna do this to try to throw him off. I'll be real. I think it was a missed chess move. I don't think it was a good chess move, but
Hold on.
we'll see. This to try to throw him off. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was. I don't think it was more like I don't think it was like, hey, I'm gonna do this to try to throw him off. I'll be real. I think it was a missed chess move. I don't think it was a good chess move, but we'll see.
Why don't you think it was a good chess?
I just don't think it's a good fit for him. I don't. I think, Bob was cool with Bob. Bob was a good trainer. So we'll see. We'll see, though. Maybe he can prove me wrong. See, right? That's the whole point of this.
I hope he asked him. Is Mannix going to ask him what's the difference between your dad being a head coach and Derrick James and why that didn't work out? Let's see if he asks him.
How's the fit been?
It's been good. I mean, I stayed. I came out here to LA, worked with Joe for a week in November. I liked it, and then I came right back beginning of December, and then that's when we started camp.
Has he suggested he knows some things about how to beat Ryan Garcia?
Definitely, but I mean, there's things just even in general, just as a fighter, things I see in his style that I could take advantage of, and yeah, and then I mean, of course, too, everything that Joe brings to the table. So I mean, I'm confident in our game plan, and just the work that we're putting in.
What do you think Joe's telling him about you?
I mean, same thing as everybody says, left hand, make sure that's up, you gotta protect it, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Let me ask y'all a question. Did Rolly Romero do anything special to beat Ryan? Because that's not what I saw. The gear that he had, he stayed in that same gear the whole fight because Ryan didn't do anything different. He got outboxed. He got knocked on his ass in the second round. When a fighter gets dropped or has a bad round, there's something called adjustments. Now, you had Derrick James there, who is a pretty good boxing mind. So one of two things happened. Either Derrick was telling him what to do in the corner to correct the mistakes, and Ryan wasn't reacting, or Derrick wasn't giving proper instructions, which is why Ryan never kicked it into a second gear to fix the mistake. And to this day, I don't know what the fuck it was. Thank you, Shower. Every time I turn around, this kid's getting dropped with the same hand. When is it going to be corrected? Man, most people don't know shit about boxing. Roger Mayweather voice.
That's what I would imagine he's saying. And got to take that away. It's probably, other little things like that. They drill a lot of just keeping the hands up all day long. So it's like here, 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 here. But, this freestyle type of boxing, with technique is going to overwhelm this man.
Listen. Only piece of truth that he said. The only piece of truth that he said. This freestyle type of boxing is going to overwhelm this man. Think back when Joe Goosen was training Ryan versus Tank Davis. You remember what he said? He said Ryan is creative. He does things in training, and we roll with it. He creates. You remember that? I forget exactly what he said, but he basically said that he comes to the gym with these ideas and they roll with it. And where'd that get him versus Tank? Stop with a body shot with the help of Cindy breaking his ribs or bruising his ribs in camp, but that's besides the point. Exactly, Jose. Freestyle, that means they have no style. How do you approach a fight with Mario Barrios? We're going to see how good Henry Garcia is. And by the way, even if he smokes Mario Barrios, I still think he's on drugs. You're not going to be able to get away from that. Why? That cloud is over him now. If he smokes Mario Barrios in 5 rounds, I'm going to say, where's the drug testing? Because I've never seen Mario get smoked like that. He's been in there with killers. Freestyle, man. Shut up, bro.
Do you think it's better for you that he's working with a trainer you're familiar with than?
Oh yeah. In my eyes, you know. But hey, because I know I've already said some stuff that guy's already told him. But again, like he said, boxing is one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, he's a free thinker. I'm a free thinker.
Ryan said, Joe's not going to stop this fight. It's going to be a physical fight, a bloody fight. You're smiling when you're hearing that. Is that the kind of fight you want?
Not necessarily that it's the fight I want, but it's never a fight that I shy away from. Gone out of my shield before. Like I said, every time I step in there, I give it, whatever I have that day. And if that's the way like this fight goes, if it ends in a bloody battle, then it does. And I'm never shied away from that.
Respect that.
Ryan talking a good one, but he ain't ready for that. You know how I know? You know how I know he's full of shit? Now I know he's full of shit. The time for him to get mean and mix it up and get into that back and forth bloody war. The last 2 or 3 rounds when he fought Rolly, he was supposed to force that shit on Rolly and put him in the blender. But what do we say about Rolly? Rolly's strong. Rolly's strong. But he knew he was losing that fight. Round 11 and 12. Derek was supposed to be like, yo, you losing this. Go in there, and now you got the fight. Because boxing ain't working. Whatever I'm telling you is not working, whether you're reacting to what I'm telling you, or, I'm telling you what to do and you're not listening. Now you got to go fight him, or you're going to lose this. You need a knockout to win. He had the championship rounds to do that to Rolly. He didn't do it. Now I'm supposed to believe him? Because I think Mario Barrios is bigger and stronger. And he's a little worse than Rolly. Now we supposed to believe him? He gonna do that to Mario? Go ahead and do that. And if he does it, I want the drug testing.
Honestly, do. I do see that in him. He definitely gives everything he got in that ring. And it's dope to see.
Do you think that we didn't see that power in the last fight against Rolly? And sure, there were a lot of reasons like you talked about there.
Yeah, he's off drugs.
But are you certain, are you confident that power of yours that we saw at 135 to a degree at 140 is still there?
100%. Yeah, it's just some people just have off nights, brother. Tom Brady.
That wasn't an off night. That was you off drugs. It wasn't an off night. That was you off drugs. Just like Tyson Fury. We saw Tyson Fury after Deontay fight clean 3 times in Saudi. He fought life and death with an MMA guy and Francis Ngannou got dropped in that fight, and we saw him lose to pretty much a cruiserweight and almost got knocked out the first time he fought him and got outboxed and beat up in the second fight. We saw Tyson Fury fight 3 times clean, and he got fucked up. Same shit here. Let's continue.
Brady can't have a great night every night, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things that didn't come in top form, and I was looking like a deer in headlights. It's just what it is.
He got PTSD. He's done. Hang it up. No one saying that? All right, cool.
But in the end of the day, if you really watch the fight, I really didn't really get hit too much. I just didn't throw. I lost because
You dumbass. Oh, my God. Y'all believe this if you want.
I was uninterested in the fight. If you watch.
Oh, my God. You uninterested? This was a fight. You was going to smoke him and get in the ring and smoke Devin and shut up the critics. What do you mean you wasn't interested? And you could get it back in blood. But you chose this? Now watch this. If he rematched Rolly immediately, that means he'd be fighting for Rolly's WBA belt. And then he could unify with Devin. Rolly waited on him. But you went the WBC route because they put you right in the mix. So you didn't want to fight Devin straight up. For some reason, you didn't want to fight Rolly straight up. You're not getting Lewis Crocker. So you go to WBC route because, you know, he looks out for his people over there. Remember? How much did he look out for Canelo Alvarez? Drug cheating, all that. But I know. Launch an investigation on Deontay saying, I want a body on my record. Show no respect to the guy that defended your title 10 different times. Tied the record with Muhammad Ali, right? You don't respect that, but you up the allowable levels of whatever the fuck Canelo had in the system. You up the allowable levels there. You look past this Ryan Garcia cheating shit. You bless him in the rankings, right? You let Fury run around and do whatever the fuck he want to do. You create franchise statuses. This is all tomorrow. How about the IBF and the WBO and the WBA? They wouldn't have put up with that shit. They'd have told him, yo, Ryan, you want to jump in the rankings? You got to fight somebody, man. We'll look out for you, but you got to beat somebody because there's like 10 niggas, at least 10 ahead of you. Clenbuterol, thank you. Hold on a second. Let's play this.
Watch it, I didn't really get hit consistently. You know, it was just like I kind of almost like just didn't take it. It was there for me to win. I just didn't throw no punches. So
he didn't throw no punches because he couldn't. He couldn't pull the trigger because he wasn't on his juice.
You're familiar with climbing the weight classes, 135, 140. Now you're here at 147. Do you think the fact that you've been at 147 for a pretty long time now, is that an advantage for you?
I think so. You know, I mean, Ryan, he's not a small dude, so he's not somebody that I feel like, you know, has to grow into the weight. But yeah, I mean, I've been here at welterweight now for going on like four and a half years.
I'm telling you, I don't see Barrios losing this fight. It's boxing, anything can happen, but I don't see this. This dude looks so bad against Rolly. It's supposed to get fixed in one fight at a heavier weight class. This guy gotta be on juice. But this is Mauricio Sillyman throwing a Hail Mary and hoping that his fellow Latino, and mind you, if I'm Mario Barrios, I'm looking at Mauricio like, yo, fuck you, bro. It's deeper than just being Latin. Y'all think this kid is cute, and y'all see more value in him than me. All right, Mauricio, it's like that. It's like that. Y'all see no value in me because of my strong Mexican features. You see no value in me. All right. I'm rooting for Barry. I hope he knocks this dude unconscious. I hope when he get up off the floor, I hope when Ryan gets up off the floor, he sound like Riddick Bowe.
I feel very established now. You know, as a welterweight, I feel like, you know, I'm definitely in my prime at this division. I think, you know, that's something that, you know, can benefit me, you know, in the fight.
Do you think he's different than the guy we saw at 135 and 140?
It's hard to say. You know, like he said himself, right? It depends on what Ryan shows up. I just know, you know, I'm getting ready, you know, to fight, you know, a focused Ryan or a Ryan that's ready.
It's a big fight, I think, for both of you guys. Putting the belt aside, I mean,
it's like, who's gonna get that third loss? Like, I don't want that.
I know.
I'm cool with two. The reason, like, you climbing up the ranks with that one. So it's like, I don't want.
Mother fudge, how did you get here, bruh? How did you get here? We know.
I want to lose this one.
It sounds like that's in your head, like this, the importance of the fight.
Yeah, this is like everything. Like right here, I'm giving every I got. So he's definitely gonna beat the best version of Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
So if he does, right?
You got the two draws back to back, kept the belt. That's the most important thing. But I mean, is this fight just as important to you at this stage of your career?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, every time now, you know, the strap is on the line. You know, that's everything that I worked for, you know, to get into this position. A win on the 21st, you know, that just means it's everything for me, everything for my career, you know, to keep moving forward. But, you know, first things first, you know, I had to make sure I take care of Ryan on the fight night.
You both can punch. You're both warriors in the ring. Is this the kind of fight that you believe ends in a knockout?
I just think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be fun.
Oh, boy. Y'all go ahead and read that. Focus Ryan. Drugged. Drugged. They need to stop babying this dude. I know y'all want to sell some seats, but y'all got to ask him about this drug shit. Every time you're in front of him. Look at what Simon Jordan did to Deontay. Nobody want to do that to Ryan? Look at how they treat Devin. They'll bring up the Ryan fight in a heartbeat. And once we say drugs, all of a sudden they'll say, oh, well, you know, okay, drugs aside. You can't put that aside. Look at what Simon Jordan did to Deontay and ask how many times these motherfuckers did that to Ryan over here. You see that? Man.
I think it's just one of them. For sure, people don't expect it to be like a good one. This is gonna be a good one. Cause this guy, he'll punish you if you ain't on your more than a Rollies would.
He'll punish you if you ain't on your shit. That means you on some bullshit. What's the name of the drug?
More than, you know, some other people would, because he's very consistent. So he's not gonna be like hesitant. You gotta be on it. So thank God I am. Oh my God. But yeah.
So you're not picking.
You gotta be on shit. He said, thank God I am, and clapped his hands together and looked up towards God. This kid is juicing.
A knockout. You're just saying.
I'm just saying it's gonna be a nice fight, however it be, you know? Could be that. I mean, however the finale wanna go, but we'll see.
Mario, how do you see this fight playing out?
Definitely one of those fights that, you know, you don't want to get up, use the restroom. You don't want to get up, get some drinks or anything. I said anything can happen at any time. You know, I know Ryan. I know, like I said, he's explosive. He's dangerous, and you know, I know I'm the same type of fighter, right? Like one punch with us can change the whole fight.
February 21st, Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios, WBC welterweight title on the line. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me.
Man, listen, forget Ryan, bro. Real talk. Forget this guy. I'll say this. Nah, Rich, I'm gonna drop the link on Friday. I got something I gotta do today, brother. Today and tomorrow, so I gotta get out of here on time. But salute, Rich. Let me say this. Black fighters don't get extended any courtesy. The timing on this is impeccable. That's why I'm here to bring y'all up to speed. Look at what Simon Jordan just did to Deontay. And look at how nice they're treating Ryan Garcia, who's popped dirty, suspended for a year, caught with racial comments and everything else like that. I told motherfuckers it didn't matter back in the day when I said, man, look, Deontay got all this proof. Y'all not listening to us. They said, well, he need to bring the proof out and he's lying and making excuses and everything else. And I said, you know, it really doesn't matter because he could bring up out all the evidence for you to see right now and y'all wouldn't believe it. Oh, no, that's not true. Fast forward, we got Devin Haney, and then everything came out in his favor for everyone to see, and y'all still don't want to fucking deal with it. SOT Productions, that's what I heard too. But let me be clear on that. Just because there's no testing, that could mean Ryan's on it, and, you know, people could say, hey, you know, that means Mario could get on it too. As an athlete, that stuff has long-term effects. When you put down the gloves or the bat or the ball or whatever it is, it'll show up later. You'll be having heart problems and everything else. So if Mario's a clean fighter, I would implore him to remain clean. If I was training him or in his camp, like, yo, if you know Ryan's gonna be on it, you ain't gotta be on it. That's number one. Number two, just because you get on it, that don't mean you know how to use it. Everyone said, hey, man, if Tyson Fury is using messed up gloves, then Deontay needs to use messed up gloves too. Well, guess what? They tried to pull some foul stuff in the third fight with the gloves. And he said, Deontay said, go on, let's use the gloves that you want to use. And you know what happened in that fight? Deontay broke his hand. He wasn't used to wearing those gloves. You and I can have the same firearm. You know I can stand 10 feet from you and shoot you anywhere on your body that I want to shoot you in because I know how to shoot. But what happens if I give the gun to somebody that never fired a gun in their life? You know what they're going to do? The first time they pull the trigger, the gun is going to hit the goddamn floor. I mean, the bullet going to hit the floor. Scoop! I know this for a fact. Sidebar. I'll never forget, I went to a range. This was a long time ago. I went to the range, and we took some folks with us, and this girl was like, hey, you know, I know how to shoot. I see it done all the time. You know, in the movies, we was like, yo, look, stop playing. We're showing you how to do it. The instructor that was there was like, no, I'm trying to show you how to hold it. I'm not comfortable holding it like that. He says, yo, you got to hold it like that. And then she was just so unbearable. He said, you know what? Everybody back up. He said, aim there and put her 5 feet in front of a target. He said, aim there and shoot it. You don't know what happened? Now, those of you that shot, she shot a semi-automatic Glock 19. For those of you that shot before, what do you think happened? I'll tell you, two things happened. First of all, she squeezed the trigger and shot. The damn bullet hit the corner of the concrete and skipped off and hit the grass in that hill in the back. That's number one. Number two, she screamed, she dropped the gun and started screaming, ow, ow, and held her hand. You know what happened to her stupid ass? She got that tattoo between her index and her thumb, that double line burn mark. You know what that is? The recoil. It burned her. She had the meat of her hand too high on the goddamn gun. Messed herself up because she wanted to do it because she saw it done in movies. And the instructor said, you know, do it your way. He said, everyone back up. Aim that way and just pull the trigger. Go ahead. Sick of her ass. And she did it. And she didn't shoot a gun for the rest of the damn day. She sat down. She, ow, ow, ow. Yeah. They gave her some ice, Neosporin, and ramped it up. Now, mind you, we was at a range and really it was after hours and somebody was doing me a favor. So I'll just say that. But when you're a know-it-all, that's what happens. When Monster Nui was wrapping his hands, I'm watching it on ESPN and I'm like, why they put the tape first? Isn't that stacking? Then my phone rings. It's Rachel. Did you see that? Yeah, I did. Am I bugging? Nope, you're not. That's stacking, right? Yeah, it is. Stacking. Oh. Stacking. Wow. That's legal in Japan. So when Cool Boy Steph found out that that's legal, he had a whole press conference about it. He had a whole press conference about it. And I said, all right, cool. You know what? That is stacking. And he's not used to it. So you have a choice. Pack up, be in breach of contract, and just pay whatever, because he's going to sue you. Pay whatever breach of contract is and leave. Or stay and fight. Don't let that boy hit you. He stayed and fought, and he let Monster hit him, and that was at the end of it. That's what happened. Now, people might have said, hey, man, if he stacked, then Cool Boy can stack. What did I just say about the gun? She was 5 feet in front of the target, pulled the trigger, and the goddamn bullet hit the concrete and dirt first. And she was right in front of the target. She didn't know how to use a gun. You could stack your wraps, and if you don't know how to punch, you could break your hand. If you're not used to using this particular kind of gloves, you could break your wrist. You have to train to use those things. You can't just get up on steroids and say, oh, I'm juiced up, I can fight now. No, man, you can still get punched in the face and lose. It's when you're used to using this stuff and feeling a certain way. When it's removed from you, you don't have the cushion of whatever was making you superhuman. But to top it off, this is why we don't like Ryan.
Pray.
You pay vitamin C too?
I just put on glutathione.
Perfect.
Seeing everything in here.
It's weird. You start
Let me
tasting
bring it back.
It's crazy. You pay vitamin C too?
I just put on glutathione right now. I'm gonna put
Perfect.
seeing everything in here.
This is leading up to the Devin fight. There is no legal IV. He's breaking the rules right on the zone. Again, I'm watching this. Rachel calls me. Are you seeing this? I'm like, did the rules change? No. How the fuck is he using an illegal IV? This was the final flush. But it didn't help because they caught, when this was done, they caught a billionth of a gram of a banned substance, which means there was more in there prior. So when he was in the ring, he was still reacting off of the resin. It was already in his system. So he could perform with it still in his system. It wasn't out of his system completely for like another month, probably.
It's weird. You start tasting it in your mouth. I love that.
What happens when Ryan Garcia does not have his super juice?
Whack, jack, smack. Right here.
Hey Ryan, they canceling the face-off. They try to kick us out. They're canceling the face-off. Gotta pick it up, Ryan.
This is round 12.
Shout out to you coons. This motherfucker cheated right in y'all face. Y'all don't care. Right in your face. Right in your face. Well, he did call y'all a bunch of N-words, and he hoped that, you know, he'd resurrect George Floyd and delete him again. And he said, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. You know what he said? I'm going to say what I'm going to say. And nobody ain't going to do anything to me. And he was right. See that? It's your fault. It's your fault. And this is why Ryan would not come on any of our shows to talk to us. This is why. This is why. Because we're going to ask him these things. Let's go, Barrios. Do the Lord's work. Get rid of this stinking ass dude. Because I'm tired. All right, my day started, man. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat, man. If you support Ryan Garcia, that is pure.
Faggot shit.
I don't like you. I don't like you. But more on Mauricio Sillyman tomorrow. But to bring you up to speed, go watch Stormy's live from last night. Because I'm cooking on the same exact thing. Stormy was on fire yesterday. It's a 40-minute interview, so I might go on a little early tomorrow because I want to touch up on all the points. Mannix gave him that work. For the first time, he did some good work, and it's because of who he works for. WBC was in bed with these journalists, and they were running things because it was normalized to charge these fighters to rock their gear, their belts. It was normalized, and now things are abnormal to them, but back to the way they're supposed to be. PBC's done. Top Rank has been assimilated. Matchroom, Queensberry, they all fell in line to Turkey Al Sheikh. And we're leaning towards one face, one name in every division. Put in the work. So I'm going to celebrate guys like Jai Opatai, Devin Haney, Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence making a comeback. And if Mario Barrios can get it done and he says, yo, hey, man, let's unify these belts at 47. Good luck to all the fighters that wants to do that. Or if your contemporary is there and that's the fight that we want to see, we pay to see y'all fight, not the belts. Take your ass over to TKO and get it done. I think the general should be on, man. Take it gently, man. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.